Taylor has already suffered enough because of you. You've bullied him more than enough already. Ayla Triss stood protectively in front of Taylor. Even now, she still completely hated Ed Rothstaler. But Ed wasn't worried anymore. As long as Taylor had Ayla beside him, the protagonist would always stand back up again. That unbreakable fighting spirit in Taylor's eyes. The refusal to give up no matter how overwhelming the opponent. Ed had witnessed it countless times while playing through the game. And strangely, seeing Taylor recover made him genuinely relieved. Not because the original story was correcting itself, but because someone he had spent so much time with was doing okay. That alone was enough for him. Soon after, another major duel began. Lortel Ki-Helland, the Golden Daughter, versus Yennecar Pale Rover, the Elementalist. Ed quietly watched from afar. Take a good look, Taylor. One day, you'll have to overcome people like her. Yennecar ultimately won the duel. The only second-year student to defeat a first-year. As a result, she became the center of attention during the joint combat training. Students crowded around her endlessly. The pride of the second years. You're amazing, Yennecar. And honestly, maybe that was for the best. The busier Yennecar became, the less likely she was to visit Ed's camp again. 2 weeks passed peacefully afterward. Without the main characters interfering in his life, Ed focused entirely on survival. Fishing nets helped him secure enough food. His stats steadily improved. Strength 6. Intelligence 5. Dexterity 9. Will 8. Luck 6. Even his body had started changing from the constant work. Then suddenly, do you enjoy walking around half-naked, Ed? Yennecar had appeared out of nowhere again. Ed immediately sighed. Why are you even here? To Yennecar, the hidden forest camp felt like a secret hideout. An adventure. But she had another reason for coming. She wanted advice. During the joint combat training, she had badly injured another student. Even though her opponent broke the rules first by using intermediate-level magic, Yennecar still couldn't stop blaming herself. Her friends constantly comforted her and took her side. But deep down, she knew that didn't erase her own responsibility. So she came to Ed instead. Because unlike everyone else, he didn't blindly agree with her. If you think apologizing is the right thing to do, then do it. That honest answer surprised her. Yennecar slowly realized something. Even when Ed pushed people away, it never truly felt malicious. It felt more like he was intentionally creating distance between himself and others. And strangely enough, that gave her peace of mind. I wish everyone in the world was more like you, Ed. The next day, however, Ed realized he was in serious trouble. Sylvania's failed Swordmaster was infamous for its brutal bad endings. Most players never even reached the true ending. And many disasters were triggered by interfering with important events. If you saved a girl during the class assignment exam, Taylor could get assassinated. If you chose the wrong partner during training, Ayla could fall to her death. If you interfered with Yennecar's spirit incident, Taylor could literally burn alive. The game punished interference mercilessly, which was why Ed desperately wanted to avoid one specific person. Unfortunately, that person was currently following him. How long are you planning to follow me? The girl simply smiled. I didn't expect you to ignore me this much. Lortel Ki-Helland, one of the 4 main heroines. The Golden Daughter, a genius merchant feared by countless players. Also known among fans as the newbie Shredder. Then she finally revealed her true purpose. I would like to purchase 2 hours of your time. Ed Rothstaler. Unlike the other heroines, Lortel Ki-Helland's route was hidden. And unlike Princess Peenia, Lortel was treated as a villain from the very beginning. Only much later would players learn the truth behind her actions. The moment you understood her struggles as a realist force to survive in a ruthless world, the game would eventually make you choose between Peenia and Lortel. But Ed couldn't afford to get caught up in that right now. If he followed Lortel's pace, he would end up dancing in the palm of her hand. I'd like to help you at least a little. Don't say things you don't mean. Lortel simply smiled. Oh my. I was just trying to show how much respect I have for you. She praised Ed's determination. His refusal to give up despite being disowned and forced to survive in the forest. Then she finally revealed her offer. Let's start with 3 gold coins. I hear you're quite close to Yennecar these days. Would you help me befriend her? 3 gold coins. Enough money for some people to survive an entire month. The Golden Daughter truly used money to build connections. But Ed immediately understood her real goal. Sooner or later, Lortel would clash with Princess Peenia over control of the academy. She was already gathering allies. Unfortunately, it won't work. Ed refused. If the newbie Shredder got involved with Yenika now, there was no telling how badly the future could change. That night, however, Lortel wasn't offended in the slightest. Instead, she approached Yenika herself. After apologizing for the injuries she caused during the joint combat training, she carefully steered the conversation toward Ed. I guess your conversation with Ed didn't work out. Lortel blinked. How do you know that? The spirits are very chatty. They tell me almost everything happening near the northern forest. Then Lortel asked directly. Would you help me befriend him? Yenika smiled awkwardly. I'm touched that you'd spend gold coins trying to befriend me. But sincerity can't be bought with money. What Ed did felt much more genuine. For a moment, Lortel was surprised. She had always viewed Yenika as a naive fairy tale protagonist. But now she realized she was wrong. Yenika understood the darkness of the world perfectly well. She simply chose to remain kind despite it. As Yenika left, she turned back one last time. Oh, and Lortel. I'm sorry about that day. You were hurt pretty badly because of me, right? I hope you recover soon. Lortel watched her leave. She's difficult. Yet something about Yenika seemed different. Perhaps all the expectations people placed upon her weren't entirely a burden after all. Meanwhile, far away in the northern forest, Lucy suddenly stopped. I smell something. Back at camp, Ed had just finished hanging supplies to dry. Then he heard movement nearby. Who's there? A familiar figure emerged from the trees. Belle Meyer. A senior maid from Arphilus Hall. The very maid who had thrown him out. I knew you were living here. Lady Yenika speaks of you often, Master Ed. Belle looked around the camp in surprise. I didn't expect you to be living like this. But I'm glad. This change seems to have done you some good. Ed tried listening. Really, he did. But his eyes kept drifting toward the basket she was carrying. The elite maids of Arphilus Hall were masters of cooking and foraging. Which meant that basket contained priceless ingredients and knowledge. High-level survival information that couldn't be learned from books. To Ed's surprise, Belle wasn't hostile at all. You don't need to be so formal with me. You can treat me as poorly as you did back at Arphilus Hall. Belle immediately shook her head. I don't want to. I can't treat someone poorly when they're working this hard. There was never a Belle Meyer route in the game. No important storyline. No hidden quest. Just two background characters getting along. And because of that, there was nothing to worry about. Belle spent hours teaching Ed about edible fruits, herbs, mushrooms, and plants. The results were immediate. Construction completed. Crafting skill increased. New crafted item. Installed fish net for fish farming. Now Ed could keep fish alive for days instead of consuming them immediately. His food supply improved dramatically. His magic improved as well. Ignite reached level 10. Wind/slash reached level 10. They were only basic spells. But constant use while cooking, chopping wood, and surviving had finally paid off. Soon Ed brewed another new item. Herbal tea. Made from the herbs Belle had taught him about. For the first time since arriving in this world, everything felt stable. Food wasn't a problem. Shelter wasn't a problem. Magic was improving. The sun hadn't even set yet, and all his daily work was already finished. To be honest, Ed was starting to enjoy this life. Then he froze. Wait. What on earth happened to my shelter? The entire place was wrecked. Ed stared at the destruction in horror. Then a single name entered his mind. Lucy. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more epic recaps and overpowered stories. You don't want to miss the next one. See you in the next video.